Hi, welcome back to my decorating series. This week we're going to continue working in Dazzle Beach with kind of a surfer's haven. So, after getting stumped last week and stopping because I was like, okay, this is where my limit has been reached. I am struggling to think about what to do next. I am struggling to think about finishing touches. It is time to take a big gear shift. I originally had thought about breaking this space up into really three distinct areas, using the grassy area as its own little space. And honestly, I even thought about putting Prince Eric's castle in there just because I thought his castle would be really fitting for the beach. But as I thought about it over the week, I realized that it would start to feel really cramped if I did that. Oh, side note, the new docks that we got for the Summer Sizzle event, you can't walk on them. You probably already know that. People have been talking about it. But if you don't, at least at this point in time when we first get them, we can't walk on them. So I was wanting to test that early because I thought about moving Maui's house and using the docks to access it, but that was not real. So I'm glad I heard about that before I went ahead and did some rearranging. And yeah, disappointing. Hope they change that. But if they don't, I mean, at least we know and we can use it. I mean, I still use them. Spoiler alert. In this section of the beach, but I at least know how to use them in the end. So I did go ahead and stick Stitch's house in here. I love, the little palm trees that go with his house. And I really don't like the chunks of grass that are on the beach. There's no way to really get rid of them unless you cover them with something else. And so I try to use the different grassy areas or cover them in ways that make sense, because when I was just leaving them, and as I do finishing touches over the next at least week on this biome, I will be making effort to hopefully make the grassy patches makes sense. Make sense. There, we can speak. But I really wanted to use another building. I really wanted to make like either a cafe feel or a surfboard rental place or something like that. And I had saved up my moonstones at one point to go ahead and pick up the it's a Stitch. It's a premium shop bundle. It costs 4,000 moonstones, or at least it did at the time of purchase for me, because I was obsessed with those hibiscus bushes, hedges, and archway. But I also knew that I wanted to make a little beach surfer area when I got to Dazzle Beach. So I was able to pick it up before I started working on the space here. And, kind of just feeling like, okay, whose houses do I really want to put here? How big are the things? How cramped do I want it to feel? And so I opted to go ahead and utilize the grassy area in this build, or in this section, when I originally thought I might leave it for another week, because I really wanted to kind of make the grassy area make sense as its own kind of area. So the first thing I try putting down the bushes in a row around the grass, because I thought, oh, that kind of is almost like pathing, where it's like I'm kind of blocking it off, or maybe fencing, where I'm blocking off a specific area right at the beginning to see what kind of space I'm working with. I also opted for, I think this is a sunlit plateau pathing, because I did want to give a sense of an area that was well tread, like people walk on it a lot. And oh, those coconut archway things, they're cute. I didn't realize just how cute they were. It's funny, the things that I think that's from that bundle, that the tables and umbrellas that are kind of that natural, like straw look almost. Those were part of that bundle. I can't remember what else is in there. There's a few little objects in there that really work well together. The canoe club sign. But yeah, I wasn't expecting the coconut lights to be one of my favorite things. It's kind of nice when you get little surprises like that. Oh, I relocated the well. I don't know if I like it where I put it, but I wanted to put it on the grass again because the grass in that middle section kind of bugged me. I might move it later. It just depends on how the finishing touches start to shape up. So after taking a little bit of a break, I was thinking a lot about this grassy area. First of all, it's really big. And I don't necessarily like that cave being included in the kind of back patio almost that I was going for behind the I don't know, canoe cafe. But I also didn't like how some of the stuff looked just sitting in the grass. So I really wanted to put something back there. I looked at a couple of carpets. They were fine, but I really liked how the kind of planks of wood were looking. So I crafted a bunch of them up. There's some new ones from Honeyglow Woods. I liked them. I didn't think they quite fit with the other stuff that I had going on back here. So I definitely went with the lighter tone. And then I moved my bushes and archways because although I didn't want the space behind the building to feel cramped, it was just too big. And I felt like maybe I needed to do something different with some of the other grass. Oh, I created a little preset, not because I necessarily want it for now and forever, but like because I just wanted to be able to replicate exactly what I had done. So don't forget about using those presets. And group mode. Group mode's really nice. The only thing I really wish I could do is I wish I could highlight a section and copy it. Like you can copy an object if you've got more in your inventory, as it were. But yeah, that's the only thing. It's like I really wanted to add another row to the wood planks on the ground, and I had to either make it a preset, which is a few extra steps, or, you know, just kind of copy one at a time, which is what I ended up doing. But I think it turned out so stinking cute with the planks on there because it made it look like they had been laid down over the grass, or like maybe it's moss under there or something like that. I think it really fit with the aesthetic because I think it's tropical wood, so that must make it Eternity Isle. But I liked being able to use, oh, that's a new tree from the Wreck-It Ralph stuff that we just got. It's a pixel tree. It's got lights in it. I don't know where I'm going to use it yet, but now that I've seen it out, I'm just like, oh, lights in a tree. And here's where I start to get fussed because I start thinking about little decor objects and I start worrying about foliage and potentially lighting and just that little back patio area. And then I'm like, uh-oh, I'm starting to feel stuck. I'm starting to feel that I don't know what to do next vibe. So I stopped messing around back there. I think I plunked a couple of plants back there just because they were very fitting. But I decided to get away from that section because it was starting to build up on me, like the overwhelm. So I switched over to the front. I think this is an ancient fence, but it looks like a fishing village fence to me. It's made out of wood roped together. There's little nets in it. I just think it's so fitting for the beachy vibe, the fishing vibe. I made a whole bunch because I thought I was going to use it around Moana's hut. I don't think that's what is actually going to happen in the end. I don't know if I want to fence off villagers' homes. Maybe if it makes total sense, but like, I don't want to close things off too much. Again, gameplay is my favorite thing. Reducing access is going to bother me in the end. Like, it might look cute, but there are some things that I've already built that I'm just like, oh no, I don't like this. I wonder if I can modify this, change it up. But there are things that I'm like, oh, this actually works out really well. I can access this mining node, or I can get behind these buildings. And so it's actually been pleasantly surprising as well. Some of the choices I've made have not created big impediments to being able to continue to get the resources I need, do some of the quests and tasks I need to get done. So now that I have kind of blocked all the big stuff out, and decided the things I want to keep or the things that I think look better. Look at those. Look at those. In the dark with the lights on. I didn't know they lit up like that. Okay, sorry. I really was surprised how much I like those coconut lights. Now I'm cooking some food to add some little decorations, little touches to some of the elements that I put down. The banquet thing, I really liked how that looked. Didn't look good on grass, like it on the beach. But I wanted to have a lot of seating. I wanted to have, utilize a lot of different beach chairs, umbrellas, the lifeguard stands, particularly implying, like this is an area for swimming and maybe people to get in the water, less so near the market. I don't think I even have room for a lifeguard stand over by there. But these are the docks. They are not simple to work with. They don't like to line up in all the different configurations. You can't, kind of flip them. You can flip them around, but you can't like mirror flip them, which is not awesome. But I was able to come up with just a little dock. I'm not sure how much I can put on the dock. I know some people have already done some experimenting, but I did want to make it look like you could rent these little swan boats and just finishing touches, fussing around. All right, well, let's go over there and check it out. So, once again, I hit a wall and was expecting it this time. So, that's nice. One of the things I've enjoyed about this series is paying attention to myself, paying attention to my process, figuring out how to work with my own limitations and listen to them. Like, if you start to get stuck, stop. Do something else. Take a break. Walk away. Trust the process. Trust that you can get away from this and come back and either go, oh, I have fresh eyes, or, oh, this totally doesn't make sense, or, oh, I was actually doing a really cool thing here. Let's pick up right where we left off. And all of that has happened to me throughout the interior builds and now in the exterior builds. And honestly, some of the stuff that I did in both this week's video and last week's have been really cute. And I've really, there are the moments on this beach that I'm really proud of, even though there's no plants yet and rocks and whatever, and it still feels very empty, like nature-wise. I'm really pleased with the bones that I have been able to create for the two different areas over these 2 weeks. And it makes me feel pretty confident that even if I have to take another 2 weeks to do finishing touches, maybe some of the areas that don't have anything in them, I might still do something with those. Particularly, I'm thinking about that cave, maybe Skull Rock. I'm not sure. I might leave that island untouched. But, yeah, I think I've got a really good base. And even though it, people who decorate all the time might have been able to do something fancier faster than I have, that's okay. It's okay that it's going to take me a little while to build this up and kind of treat it like layers, because obviously that's what I need in order to not feel overwhelmed, not get stuck in overthinking, and, just give myself the time I need to really lay down each element with intention and trust that it's going to go somewhere. I may not know exactly where it's going yet, but the things that I like about what I've been doing, I really like. And I think that in the end, I'm going to be more happy than not with what I'm able to accomplish. That's it for today's decorating adventure. If you liked this video, a thumbs up is a great way to let me know, and a subscription will keep you up to date on my latest shenanigans. If you want to hang out with me live, I stream on YouTube and Twitch on Thursday evenings and middays on Sunday. I hope you have a lovely day, night, time, wherever you are, whenever you are. And I'll see you next time.